Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Monday, the 24th of February. Um, 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago, I was reading from doing my daily office from Celtic Daily Prayer, and the reading they had for the Amma, the Desert Mother, was this. Amma Theodora also said that neither asceticism nor vigils nor any kind of suffering are able to save. Only true humility can do that. There was an anchorite who was able to banish the demons, and he asked them, "What makes you go away? Is it fasting?" They replied, "We do not eat or drink." "Is it vigils?" They replied, "We do not sleep." "Is it separation from the world?" "We live in the deserts." "What power sends you away then?" They said, "Nothing can overcome us, but only humility." Do you see how humility is victorious over the demons? And that was written by Benedicta Ward. Only humility is victorious over the demons. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about humility. Conversations with my clergy, talking to people about what it means to put yourself not put yourself last, but to recognize your place in where things are. Because true humility is recognizing that you are neither the worst or the best, that you, that you are the person God created you to be. And if we truly have humility, then we're not trying to be the best. We are also not trying to say that we're not good at something if we are. Like Wayne Gretzky saying, "Oh, I'm just a hockey player," or Connor McDavid, or Connor Bedard or Austin Matthews saying that would be false humility because they are really good hockey players. Recognizing the truth and just honoring that truth. I think that's what humility is really about. But it seems to me like we're living in a world that really pushes this idea that humility is something to be feared actually. I think it's because people take the word humility and they assume the word humiliation. Look at our politics today. It really is a politics of humiliation. The Tin Pot Dictator was at the Super Bowl, and Taylor Swift was booed. Well, at least half of the people there were cheering for the team that she wasn't cheering for. And people have been quite open about how they felt about her. There are millions of people who are Swifties who think she's incredible. And the longer I watch her, the more I'm impressed by the way she lives her life, her decisions she makes, her way of taking care of her own employees, the way she takes care of the people in the cities that she goes to visit for tours. She is a pretty darn upright person. Good for her. And the fact is that anyone in a position like her knows that for every great, the concert was amazing, she's an amazing person, there's going to be a hater. There's going to be somebody who's going to try to humiliate her. And in her humility, she smiled. As I said, she gave side eye to the camera. It's okay. It's not going to kill her that somebody else speaks an untruth about her. But the people who deal in humiliation, the people, because I think she is a humble person, she recognizes the difference between true humility and false humility. She knows she's an excellent singer. She knows she's one of the most important as far as money goes in influencing people. She is one of the richest and most influential women in the whole world. And she does not use that power for negative. She doesn't use that power to hurt anyone. She uses that power to lift people up. And when she's complimented, she receives the compliment. She doesn't say, "Oh, who? Oh, shucks, not me." She just smiles and says, "Thank you." Then there are those people who are on the other end of the spectrum who choose to deal in humiliation. So, same root word, humility, opposite thing. They try hard to ensure that people are being put down and crushed under the foot. They want people to not just have to say, "I made a mistake," or "I'm not the best." "I did my best, but I'm not the best." Oh, shucks. They want to take them and they want to grind them under their feet to show them that who do you think you are for even trying. And they deal in, the hand they deal out is humiliation. Not in recognizing that someone has humility, but in the pursuit of trying to humiliate someone else, that they might be ashamed of themselves or other people might boo them. And when this Amma, this desert mother, was talking about the demons being cast out, she's talking about the very humility of the person who was able to cast out the demons. Because the people who were able to cast out demons were not people who were high and mighty and powerful, saying, "In the name of my power, I cast you out." The demons would be like, "Yeah, whatever." And they were talking about, like, she talked about vigils. Like, is it staying up and praying all night that cast you out? And they said, "We don't sleep anyway. What's the big deal? Of course not." The whole point was the things that demons could face was running into someone who was for real, running into someone whose faith was truly humble, someone who fully believed in God and believed that God's power, not their own, God's power could cast them out. And that's what they couldn't face. They could not stand in the face of goodness, true goodness. And I kind of wonder about our society today. There's a whole lot of people who are being humiliated. There's a whole lot of people in the world right now, look, wherever we look, south of us, around the world, there are a whole lot of people who are looking around them and saying, these people are trying to humiliate us. They're trying to annihilate us. They're trying to prove that we aren't worthy of the breath that the air that we breathe. And for what end? What have I done to them? Of the millions of people who are trying to they're trying to deport from the States, or the millions of people who have been cast out of their homes in Gaza, who have been blown out of their homes in the Ukraine. That isn't about showing love. That's about showing humiliation. That's about showing that you're under my toe. I can grind you to dust if I want to. See? What good does that do anyone? The truth is, the only way to fight that kind of humiliation is to stand with humility. The person who can stand there and say, I acknowledge I'm good at this. Like, you can't go to Taylor Swift and say, you're not a good singer and you're a horrible songwriter and you're not really a billionaire. You could go to her and say that, and it's not going to change the truth that she is a billionaire. She has a good singing voice, and she's written a prolific number of hit records. Like, you going her there and accusing her of something and lying isn't going to humiliate her. How she responds to those accusations says more about her than it does about you. If she just stands there and says, well, you have the right to your opinion, or if she just walks away or gives a side-eye and a smile at the camera, she hasn't been humiliated, nor has she humiliated anyone else. She has shown humility. And that's how we're all called to act. And I think right now, if we could, on both sides of the border, everywhere in the world, if the people who feel like they are being the ones who that people are trying to humiliate, if we could all just stand up and say, in humility, you can't do that. You can beat down my body. You can starve me of food. You can kick me out of my country. But you cannot steal from me the God that I believe in. You cannot steal from me the love I have for my family. You cannot beat out of me my sense that who I am is founded not in dollars and cents or buildings or property, but my sense of who I am comes from who I am as a child of God. Because that's something the demons can't fight. Can you imagine if every person in North America were to stand up and say to the powers that be, you can take my lands, you can steal my money, but you can never take away who I am. You can never convince me that I am unworthy of God's love, because I am worthy, because I am a child of God. When we come to that place in our lives where we recognize with humility that we are children of God, that's the power that casts out the demons. That's the power that can cast out the demons that are running rampant in society right now. But it means we need to come to that place of acknowledging who we are, whose we are, and standing together in humility and in solidarity to say, no, we aren't going to have a vigil, and we're not going to starve you to death. We are simply going to stand before you and say, in great humility, you have no power over me. Not really. See, the emperor, like the demons, have no clothes. And if we are able to speak truth to power, if we are able to stand there and say in clear and utter humility, we do not seek power, but we also recognize that you don't really have power, the world will change. The demons will be cast out. They really will. Have a great day. God bless you. And I'll see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.